It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's a great time where family and friends can unite and have a jolly grand time. And you get gifts, and it's also a time where stores put stuff up in October, but I digress. A part of Christmas culture is of course movies, and there are a ton to choose from, like Will Ferrell's Daddy Issues, the one where the kid shoots his eye and shows no mercy to his enemies, and of course, Tim Allen's Santa Claus. Santa Claus 2, Santa Claus 3. Yes, there's 3 of them. I try not to remember the third one. But as any art form, a large majority goes unnoticed and unappreciated. And one of these starred WWE Superstar Hulk Hogan. Brother! Anyway, grab some hot chocolate, a cookie, or something, I don't know, Christmas-related food item, and let's jump into Santa with Muscles, cause it is a real treat. Christmas pun. So the movie begins with a little girl writing to Santa. She's explaining that there's a guy named Edna Frost. You get it because of Christmas. And he is a bad dude. He's just starting up nonsense in the town and people are moving out. And she does not want that. So she's writing Santa because she thinks he could fix the town, I guess. Anyway, this cute narrative is cut to a screeching halt as you hear the yells of the damned.
Hey, you come back here! Come back here!
A car drives and yeets a tree. So here we are, we meet our... here we are. We meet our main character, Blake Thorne. And he's just hiding in the bushes. Nothing to see here. He's using his 100 stealth points that he gathered from Skyrim. And with that, we get one of many fight scenes in this movie. How many likes can we get for this guy's scream? He's so passionate. Anyway, they keep on fighting and... No, not the omelet!
Free omelet.
So after that, Hulk gets casting couched, and we discover that he was just training. Turns out he is a millionaire philanthropist. He is a millionaire that sells fitness products. So after that whole fighting bit, Blake decides to spend his Christmas break like everyone else does, by playing paintball on the streets while being chased by cops.
Give me your paint gun!
So my boy Hulk Hogan decides to shoot one of the cops with his paintball gun, causing his 4-star wanted level to jump to a 5. Our boy's in deep doo-doo, am I right, gamers? So like any good friend, he decides to ditch them and hides in this mall. And this is where we meet our lovable elf man, Lenny. We'll get to him in a little. Right now, the movie focuses on this guy here for a second. This nightmare of a haircut belongs to Frost's henchman, Dr. Man. I don't remember his name, so I'm just calling him Dr. Man. I won't focus on him too much though, because he has the personality of a wad of lint. But just keep in mind he's bad, and also he has weird fetishes. Like, he has this dude who's like, yeah.
Stop kink shaming me.
On the TV here via Skype is Mr. Bad to the Bone Frost. He's claiming this dude's shoe store by any means necessary. And by doing so, he introduced more antagonists, or robot masters, of this movie. We got Rockman. You get it because the joke is Mega Man. We got the Gas Man.
Trash Man!
And Elect Man. Woman. I also thought that it was winter, not spring. Your witty comment does not apply here. Also, these characters don't really grow that much in the film. They just fit this mold for the next 80 or so minutes. So we go back to Hulk Hogan. He's running around in the mall trying to avoid the cops. So he puts on this costume, and he's our boy Santa with muscles. Shortly later, the cops notice it's him by staring at his butt. So Hulk hides in a trash chute. Then he gets yeeted. That elf man, Lenny, that I talked about earlier, finds him, and he tries to take his wallet, only to discover that it was millionaire Blake Thorne. That is such a metal name. He dances around, and Blake wakes up. He got hit with that confused ray, and turns out he has amnesia. So Elfman convinces Blake that he's actually Santa as he suffers a concussion. Blake does Santa things for a good 5 to 7 minutes, then suddenly... Oh, it's burglars! Oh. So this girl summons the mighty Santa, and we get another fight. Santa, watch out, he has a candy cane! After that brawl of the century, Santa says it pays to be nice. Does that mean he would suplex kiddos if they were naughty? Oh hey, I'm gonna litter because heck the earth and global warming and Hey brother, littering is bad! I'ma suplex you! Hulk Santa spots an orphanage thing at the mall and he wants to help it. And this is pretty much where the rest of the movie goes on. The villains meet Leslie, the owner of the orphanage, and Science Man gets thirsty.
Don't hesitate to call me. In your dreams.
But he gets denied big time. I know how you feel, man. It sucks. He ain't no likey. So he just yoinks their statue. And this guy here, he ain't having it. So he thinks it's a good idea to jump in the middle of the road and wave his arms all over the place. Like, 10 out of 10. Good plan. Well thought. Just before the villains get a splatter kill, Hulk Hogan grabs the chain and holds the van down. And it's time to save Christmas, boys! Santa just growls for a good 5 to 7 seconds, and the villains get scared, like anyone else would, and they drive away. The orphanage people are thankful and decide to invite Santa and Lenny for dinner. And wait, hold on, is that Mila Kunis there? Yeah, it's her.
Dad, that was a very stupid thing you did out there, Sam.
Boy, you would have been deaded.
But I'm glad you did.
Alright, that's better. So they continue their Skyrim-esque dialogue, and turns out that they have no idea what Frost is doing. You know, so none of that matters though, because it's
Jerk chicken night!
We get this awkward conversation.
We're the leftovers.
After that whole deep thing, they decide to catch some Z's and...
Nice jammies.
Where is this movie going? The next day, they're eating breakfast and Hulk Hogan walks in, and he doesn't have his Santa stuff on. And this girl's kinda shook. Yeah, so Hulk Hogan, he rolled a 20 on persuasion, and they believe that he's still Santa? Okay. So anyway, Lenny is eating his cereal like a good boy, and turns out it is Blake Thorne's cereal brand. So he tries to hide the cereal box and just crushes it. So you would think Lenny would have some character development since he's chilling out with Hulk and saving the orphanage, but nah. We get the slow-mo bit where he fantasizes about getting Blake Thorne's money, and it's kind of weird, but it's funny. Slaps me on the knee. Mila Kunis returns and brings Hulk his Mark II armor, and she learned how to make that through Mega Man, like the super fighting robot.
Mega Man, number 96.
So because Santa saved them all, the news came over and wants to interview him. It's kind of awkward, and he threatens the news.
There's a new Santa in town, and I know if you've been naughty or nice. So be nice. Be nice.
So our little elf man is still trying to get Hulk's money, and we encounter the bad haircut scientist. And turns out that they're actually working with Frost. And
that's no good.
So after singing in the church with the girl, this thing gets tossed into the window. And turns out it was a statue yeeted by the science guy and his goons. Santa Hogan isn't having it here. He's about to deck their halls or jingle their bells. What I'm trying to say is that he's about to fuck them up. They confront each other with this jank dialogue.
Shouldn't you be back in the North Pole around now? I strongly suggest that you return to your next of kin.
This is my family.
And the doctor combos him with his true power. You doing okay, buddy? It turns out that Taylor, also known as the angsty boy, wanted his tape player back, which is now in Frost's place, I think. I mean, he stood by the orphanage, so alrighty. So Santa and Elf go Metal Gear Solid mode and infiltrate the base. Wait, no, I think the kid just went to use a slingshot on him. This is getting kind of confusing. Taylor said he wanted to be like Santa and protect others, but boy, you're using a slingshot. Hulk uses his muscle and brawn, not cheap tactics. So Hulk continues his stealth mission to discover why Frost wants the orphanage.
I can begin excavation immediately.
Like, oof. So it turns out that there's a vault under the orphanage, and the kids know part of the code, but they don't know the rest. Hulk figures it out, like, instantly, and they open up the vault. And it turns out, it's a giant cave full of crystals. So, yeah, Edge 90s boy picks up one of the crystals, and it explodes. What? Oh, shoot! Science Man's in the orphanage, and he holds everyone captive. Alright, we get this goofy scene here, and I'm no cinematographer, but geez, like, look at this camera work here, like, it's... They fight for a while, and I'm pretty sure that Science Man's having too much fun with this.
Santa, you slay me. Santa, you slay me. Santa, you slay me.
Anyway, the Santa robot thing pushes Hulk off, and he SDs off the stage. He wakes up in his house and discovers his true form. Blake Thorne, the protein-loving WWE fighting pasta maniac he was born to be. And also, the villains call him...
You're so full of it. Just leave us alone. Why don't you just disappear forever?
Yeah, they disguise himself as the love interest, and he falls into a deep depression. So we're back over at the orphanage, and the kids are discouraged of Santa's disappearance. Suddenly, Electro blows up the door, Science Man and his posse have taken over. This is where we figure out the true reason why Frost wanted the orphanage.
I want what's in your home, what's under this whole neighborhood. You just have to be quiet.
And they also reveal to the kids that Lenny was a spy.
Oh, by the way, Lenny, I want to thank you for letting us in. I'm sure it was quite a sacrifice for you.
So back at Blake's, he's a sad boy, but he gets a call from Lenny. Lenny explains what's going on, and Hulk is woke.
Gentlemen, we have a mission.
He squads up with his boys and he drives off to the orphanage. On their quest for justice, they're speeding and they get chased by 3 cops. I'm pretty sure these are GTA NPCs because they're about to shoot Santa and the boys just for speeding. And what? Dude, he has a bazooka, what the heck? So we got Santa, Hulk Hogan, and the rest of the boys, and they're ready to infiltrate the orphanage. He saves the kids, and he reveals he's just Blake Thorne, a millionaire, and not Santa. They almost murder this guy by gassing him, and yeah. Electro has her final showdown as her agent stereotype accompanies her. He gets one shot. GG. Lenny also pours water on Electro, and this is a little dark for a Christmas movie, but anyway, the guy who almost got ran over in the orphanage explains to Blake that he actually was from that orphanage. Blake and Frost were orphan buddies, and yeah. I'm a little confused how Blake and Frost forgot about this until like 7/8 of the film, but that's movie plot stuff, I guess. So Blake and Frost have an epic showdown, and turns out that Frost is actually salty because Blake got adopted first. But none of that matters because he quickly gets beamed and the place is about to explode. Let's cue the Metroid music. So Hulk Hogan saves everyone and Christmas is saved. Minus an orphanage, but yeah. So the orphans have no place to go since Hulk blew up their house. So, like the good boy he is, he decides to make his place an orphanage. And it's a happy, wholesome ending for a Christmas film. Like, A+. So overall, this movie was pretty ridiculous, but I do love it for that. It makes 0 sense and that's fine. But hey, I wonder how everyone else liked this film. Hey guys, hope you have a Merry Christmas. If you like what you saw, subscribe and take a look at my other PK Ultra things. So, yee. Have a good one, and see you all in 2019.